Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. By the way, traffic and weather together every 9 minutes on the 8s all morning long today. In fact, let's just get it going here.
Given ever stuck in just south of the fresh food market on 23 Jewel. Nothing doing north or south. Let's head to the north. You can see Gapers delays real heavy here, especially as you get closer to Great Bitter Lake, where everyone's just stuck and bitter themselves. Heading up to the north, nothing doing here too. Breaks all the way up to the Port Said. Same to the south too. Suez Gulf looking pretty heavy, nowhere going anywhere. And this extends all the way out to the Red Sea. Red Sea more like red brake lights for the as far as the eye can see. Now your alternates as we zoom in out here and look to the south around the Ethiopian coast. Djibouti, nothing doing there. We're going to have to go all the way around down south. Now, your alternate Madagascar, you can go left or right. Both lanes are open all the way around Cape Horn. Now, this will take you 10 days. It'll certainly save you the 5 or 6 you'll be stuck there.
Now, this will take you 10 days. That's great.
That's better than just sitting for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
And that's how I am on the GPS, right?
Yeah, even if it takes a little bit longer, you're going to go around it.
At least I'm moving.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. That was fun. The Suez Canal traffic report.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, they finally got that thing floated, and it's out of the way now. But they said it'll take days to unsnarl the traffic through there.
Hope we don't run out of toilet paper over here in the meantime. They're talking that could be a consequence of this.
God, wait, come on.
I guess our toilet paper comes from the
Middle East
or Asia or somewhere. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We need to do something about that.
Right? Can we not just make it here?
Please. Can we not?
That didn't seem accurate when I heard it because...
Can we not make enough Clorox and toilet paper? Please.
Right.
How tough is it? We're the greatest nation in the history of the world. We can't have... a never-ending supply of toilet paper.
Right, but we make it here. That's what I didn't understand. I don't know. But, yeah, they get... You know what we've heard very little of is how that ship got stuck. Right?
Yeah.
Was it intentional?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was this a terrorist thing? We've heard nothing. We just got a drawing of body parts on the little route thingy.
Yeah, which I kind of think was done intentionally.
That's what I'm saying. This whole thing was on purpose. We've heard nothing but the picture.
Right. And the picture was weird enough.
It was interesting.
To say, okay, come on, that didn't happen naturally.
Right. Well, it was a dust storm.
Okay. Also at the border, there's some traffic that we got to unsnarl. They've apprehended 861 criminal illegals at the border so far this year in 2021. You're talking dozens of sex offenders. Brian Hastings, who oversees Border Patrol operations for the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, said his agency, so this is just the Rio Grande Valley area, 861 criminal illegals were later found to have all kinds of offenses. 92 were sex offenders, 63 had gang ties. A law enforcement official included a photograph of a Salvadoran man who was taken into custody with a prior conviction for murder. Don't worry about it. Within the copious amounts of groups being encountered in the Rio Grande Valley, Salvadoran man with a prior conviction for murder discovered, and this just keeps happening. Also, what we're finding are a whole bunch of Russians, Syrians, and Iraqis being apprehended at the border. We were told, "Oh, come on, that's just not happening. You're not getting people from terrorist nations crossing the southern border. Why would they do that? It's too easy." So the Biden administration is spending $3 million a day to house migrants at a detention center in Dilley, Texas, where the number of people from Russia and the Middle East crossing the border from Mexico is growing at an alarming rate. Even more alarming, officials are being forced to catch and release without properly vetting them. Don't worry about it. I'm sure they're nice Russians, nice Syrians, and really special people from Iraq. I'm sure that's all that's crossing our border illegally.
Only the best and brightest from there.
Yeah. These are people who are coming here to do, really high-tech jobs and things with incredible skills. And they just want to add their value to America. That's what they want to do. They want to help. They're helpers. The South Texas Family Residential Center in Dilley is currently housing about 1,500 migrants at a cost of approximately $2,000 per person per day. The facility, the largest immigration detention center in the U.S., can hold a maximum of 2,400 detainees and was originally intended to house mainly women and children seeking asylum. Russian and Middle Eastern migrants are becoming more and more frequent, joining the caravans from Mexico to cross the United States, along with Mexicans and Central and South Americans. But due to the surge of migrants at the border, officials say it's now become an intake and release center for illegal immigrant families, including men who are being welcomed into the country after 72 hours to await their court dates. And, by the way, some of them not even being assigned court dates. They're just being released. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. In fact, everything's awesome, when you're part of a team. Guatemala is now issuing an emergency declaration over the caravans coming from Honduras. That seems kind of hateful. Wait, you're in an emergency situation because people are flooding into your country from a neighbor? Huh. Your southern border is being breached, and you're not happy about that? Huh. The emergency decree would restrict open-air gatherings and demonstrations without permits, and will be in effect for 2 weeks in the 5 Guatemalan provinces along the border with Honduras. The government justified the restrictions in a statement saying groups of people could put at risk the life, liberty, security, health, access to justice, peace, and development of Guatemalans. Huh. Again, you could be concerned about your own countrymen and not just what the needs of these refugees are. In January, Guatemala reportedly took a similar step and put forth a decree in order to impede a different caravan, stressing that the caravan posed a risk to public health in Guatemala during a pandemic. And we can't or won't make that declaration here. We're in the middle of a pandemic, too. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. And we don't know who's crossing that border with what stinking disease. Could be COVID, could be leprosy. Who knows? They could have any sort of disease and come into Texas and spread that all over the state.
Yep. What are we? How many days straight ramping down are we in Texas?
18.
I'm going to start disregarding the numbers when they go up because clearly this is going to be manufactured, what they're releasing into Texas. These folks that are testing positive, if being tested at all.
Yeah.
Being set up.
And, there does seem to be some fear on the part of the powers that be. The CDC director was quite emotional about it yesterday. Here's what she had to say about what's happening.
It's one of those times when I have to share the truth and I have to hope and trust you will listen.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pause here. I'm going to lose the script, and I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. We have so much to look forward to, so much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope. But right now, I'm scared.
Oh.
Right now, she's scared.
Starting to cry there.
Yeah, she's scared right now. There's an impending doom that she feels.
Well, she went off script.
Yeah, it's that was heartfelt, and she's worried. She's worried about us.
Worried about what? That she's going to lose her power, and the government is going to lose their opportunity to control us even more? Is that what they're crying about?
Yes, and she started to weep about it, too. So,
yep.
Yeah, they're worried about it. So there's a feeling of impending doom she wants to share with us. And this is not the time, as Biden told us yesterday, this is not the time to relax or to let your guard down or to do anything normal. It's not the time. In fact, you got to put the mask back on. And we're going to have to lock down again. I am so sick of hearing, it's just for a little while longer. Just hold out a little while long. They've been telling us that for a year.
They got to get their machine built, man.
Literally a year of that. Okay, just a little bit more. All right, just a little bit. First, we're going to flatten the curve for 15 days.
Yep,
Don't worry about it. Yep. Just 15 days. Americans can do that, and we're all like, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
We can do that. So it wasn't about flattening the curve. We found that out. It was about wait till the vaccine happens. Then things are going to change. So the vaccine happens. Nothing changes. So it's now the vaccine and the masks and the social distancing, and nothing ever helps the situation. Nothing.
Yeah, and in many areas of the country, kids are effectively still on lockdown from going to school.
I mean, it's just crazy. And here was what Biden had to say yesterday.
I'm pleased to announce that at least 90% of all adults in this country will be eligible to be vaccinated by April the 19th. Just 3 weeks from now.
Yay!
Because we have the vaccines.
If
For the vast, vast majority of adults.
Adults.
You won't have to wait till May 1.
Oh, that's
You'll
a
be
relief.
eligible for your shot on April 19th.
Yeah, that's great.
Finally.
April 19th, finally.
10% will be eligible no later than, the final 10% will be eligible no later than May 1.
Okay.
And as I just said, due to the steps we're taking today, 90% of Americans
Yeah, you did just say that
will
twice, in
be
fact.
within 5 miles of a location where they can get a shot as of April the 19th.
Yeah, you already said that.
So we're moving toward 90-90 by April 19th. That is by
What do you
April
mean
19th,
90-90?
3 weeks from today, 90% of adults,
90%
people
of
over
adults.
18 and over,
Wait, we've
will
already
be
heard that.
eligible to get vaccinated. 90% of all Americans will be
90%.
living within 5 miles of a
5
place they can
miles,
get a
again.
shot. And of course,
Just keeps
take
repeating
time
himself.
for everyone to get their appointment.
Yeah.
It's a big country.
It is.
And
It
as
is,
fast
that's
as
true.
we're going, we still have a long way to go to finish this
Oh,
vaccination
long
effort.
way. Long
In
way
fact,
to go.
We aren't even there. We aren't even halfway yet.
Yeah, so don't start.
But being at 90-90 just 3 weeks from today.
Being at
should
90-90,
give
what's the
hope to the
90-90?
country.
Is it 90% in 90 days? Is that what's happening here? 90% in 90 days. I bet that's, although he hasn't said it. 90 days of his administration were 90% of adults availability or something. I don't know.
Let me close with this.
All right,
No,
close
that's
with
not
this.
what it is.
Progress
It's not
we're
what it
making.
is? What is the
Okay.
90-90 thing?
It's 90% of the U.S. eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, while 90% of Americans are within 5 miles of shot. This is the most cumbersome 90-90 bullcrap.
What? Okay, so 90% are eligible and 90% of Americans live within 5 miles.
Yeah, that's a long way to the well there, Joe.
Wow, that's bizarre. All right.
It's a significant testament to what we can do when we work together as Americans.
Yeah,
But as I've always said,
you've
we
always said
still need everyone to do their part.
it. Yeah.
We still are in a war with this deadly virus.
War, keyword.
And we're bolstering our defenses.
Oh,
But
God.
this war is far from won. Together we have so much to be proud of in the past 3 weeks. Past more than 3 weeks, past 10 weeks.
Yeah, well,
We
ever
also have
since
so
you,
much to
right?
be sorrowful about.
Yeah.
Nearly 1,000 Americans a day are still dying from COVID-19 as we approach 550,000 deaths in a single year. Until this country is vaccinated, each of us has to do our part. We have an obligation.
Would you say until we find a vaccine, there's no substitute for love? Would you say that? I would say that. That seems to be kind of what he's alluding to. But he didn't say it as eloquently as Bon Jovi and that Jennifer What's-Her-Face did.
Patriotic obligation.
Okay.
Wash your hands.
Wash my hands. Okay.
Stay socially distanced.
Wear
a mask is recommended by the CDC.
Sure. Continue that.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Get your friends and family vaccinated when you can help.
Back off, dude. Back off.
Now's not the time to let
It's not the
down.
time. It's not the
Now's
time.
not the time to celebrate.
No.
Don't celebrate.
No.
It is time.
It is time
to do what we do best as a country.
And that's continue to listen to him.
Our
right?
duty.
Our duty.
Our jobs.
Our jobs.
Take care of one another.
Duty.
And fight this to the finish.
Okay. Wow.
We can and will do this.
We can.
But don't let up now.
Don't let up now.
Don't let up now.
Don't let up now. Don't let up now.
Boy, that was...
Don't let up now. We're so close, and yet so far away.
Oh, it's a good U2 song. That right there, that was absolutely past his nap time when he did that yesterday. He was slurring.
Oh, yeah. He's struggling.
Tired. But key words between him and the CDC director lady, we've got impending doom, we've got fear, we've got war, we've got defenses. I mean, sounds sincere to me, y'all.
But we're so close, Keith.
99.
We're so close, and yet so far away. We're not even halfway there. We're not even halfway.
Really?
But yet we're so close, just a little while longer. Although we're not anywhere near done.
But see, Joe, it feels like
Nowhere near.
No, you're playing on our fears.
Isn't that the truth?
Right.
He's played on our fears.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. They're trying to extend this by scaring you. 90, whatever the hell.
He betrayed us.
He betrayed this country.
He played on our fears. Right. So that's exactly what they're doing. They're playing on our fears.
Yeah. Well.
And they're trying to make those of us who aren't really necessarily afraid. They're trying to make us afraid. And they're doing what they can to keep their control.
Still, do you understand the 90, 95, Niner,
well,
10?
90% available.
Okay.
And 90% live within 5 miles.
Okay.
Stupid. What a weird
All
thing.
right.
What a weird thing that is.
So that means that, we're now eligible, right?
Yeah, I'm eligible.
So, yeah, let's
get out there and get that vaccine.
Or print up a copy of something that looks very similar and do what you will. Yeah, because now we got the COVID passport coming, huh? Aren't you excited about that? White House pushing that?
Love the COVID passport. Yep, good stuff.
Dangerous times.
Let me tell you about Omega XL. If you got pain, not brought on by Biden and the Democrats, but rather inflammation, there is a way to take care of that. I wish you could get rid of the Democrats just as easily. I wish you could just take something and they'd go away. They'd go back to their private lives and leave us alone. Leave us alone. But we'll have to just work on our inflammation. It's backed by 35 years of clinical research. It's Omega XL, and it has an off switch to inflammation. So if you've been suffering with pain in your joints and you just have tried everything in your wit's end, give Omega XL a try. This could really work for you. Comes from the pristine waters of New Zealand. Just tiny little gel caps that are super easy to take. It's not a drug. It's all natural. And it has an off switch for inflammation. Once that inflammation goes away, so does the pain. So to get you started, when you order one bottle of Omega XL, you'll get a second bottle free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Pat. OmegaXL.com/Pat. Or you can call them at 800-844-4888.
Gray Unleashed.
And Biden had this to say to governors of states that have relieved themselves and their population of the stupid mandate.
I'm reiterating my call for every governor, mayor, and local leader to maintain and reinstate the mask mandate. Please, this is not politics.
Of course
reinstate the mandate if you let it down. And business should require masks as well.
Now, why would you go back to the stinking mandate when our numbers have gone down every day since the mandate was announced? Why would you go back to it?
I'm telling you, just wait until federal aid is tied to mandates in each state. Texas, you want federal money? then you better institute these draconian policies again.
Mm-hmm. You better get back to your mask mandate.
It's coming.
Now, I'm sure it's driving them out of their minds. That's why they don't even mention it. That Texas is doing great without the mandate. Numbers are down. Hospitalizations, infections, deaths, all down. And we've been down for going on 3 weeks now. So why would you reinstitute the mandate? It's just so ridiculous.
The failure to take this virus seriously.
What do you say?
Precisely what got us into this mess in the first place.
Boy, he's tired.
Risk more cases and more desks.
More desks?
Look,
man, you don't want to risk a desk.
No.
Do you? Because where would you sit at work if you didn't have a desk?
I mean, then I have to put on pants, too.
Yeah, right.
And obviously the desk helps block that from the camera.
Exactly.
as I do my part to accelerate the vaccine distribution and vaccinations, I need the American people to do their part as well.
Yeah.
Mask up. Mask up. It's a patriotic duty.
Oh, shut up.
It's the only way we ever get back to normal.
Here we are.
To cheer together in stadiums full of fans.
Oh, shut up.
To gather together on holidays again safely. Go to graduations, weddings.
If they have their way, we'll never do that again.
Nope.
We'll never do it again.
They don't
if
even
they
like
have their
sports.
way.
They're liberals, man. Come on.
They don't want us to return to life the way it was.
Yep.
They don't want that. They want to reset. They want to build back better. And their better is a completely different world.
Yep. So we've added to impending doom, fear, war, defense. We've added safe and patriotic to the buzzwords today.
All right.
Announced on March 11th, I direct every state, territory, and tribe to open up their vaccinations
Every
to all
state,
adults
territory, and tribe.
no later than May 1. I issued that order because moving beyond priority groups to enable all adults to get vaccinated is critical to having
Sounds
a
like he's
July
drunk.
4th that's closer to normal.
It's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And he's out of gas, man. He just can't. He just can't anymore.
Yeah.
He can't.
I think they woke him up early from his nap time because, you know, the country is starting to realize, hey, we can be free again. The numbers are going down. They're like, sir, I'm sorry. I know that you put a lid on it at 3 p.m., but we need you to come back out here. And he was probably in REM sleep, right? And they disrupted it, and he had to come out there and do this.
Yeah, probably. Plus, you know, the early bird special at Golden Corral.
No, I didn't say that because I'm not mocking that.
You're not?
I've taken advantage of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it is.
Right, okay.
You know, he wants to get there.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Luby's has an early bird special, a little too pricey for my taste.
Is there still a Luby's?
Yeah.
I think those went out of business, didn't they?
No.
No?
Down at $8.20?
Really?
Yeah, man. I'll
All
take
right.
you sometime. I think there's a road between here and
would
Luby's.
I love to?
There is a road between here and Luby's.
I don't think
If
so.
I'm buying, and I just got done saying it's too expensive for my taste, but I'll still buy if you'll go with me. I need a friend. Please, Pat. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll get back to you
That's
on
not
that.
a commitment.
We'll see. Man, that'd be great to go to Luby's. It'd be awesome. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The disinformation just continues to come our way. Chris Wallace claiming the new Georgia law bans drinking water while in line for voting because they're trying to, I don't know, they're trying to thirst you to death in line at the voting booth. If they could just keep the water from you, maybe you can die in line before you vote. And I think that's what these Georgia Republicans want. They want you to literally die of thirst while waiting in line. So ridiculous that that's a big deal to them. You can't even get a bottle of water. Not even a bottle of water. Yeah, you can. Anyway, here's what Chris Wallace had to say.
Take a look at some of the provisions in Georgia, and these are specific ones that a lot of people are having heartburn about, Senator. It would limit the number and location of drop boxes.
No.
It allows counties to cut off early voting at 5 p.m. before a lot of working people get off and could go vote. And this is the one that I think is creating the biggest fuss. It prohibits, it makes it a crime to give food or drink to voters waiting in line. Senator, why on earth?
Pause it for a second. Why on earth do you need being given food and beverages. Has that ever happened to you in a line at a voting polling place?
No.
That's never once happened to me where I've been given food or water in line.
Right. And the thing is...
What are you talking about?
There's an exception that, like, people that work at the polls can give food and water. This law bans people that work for campaigns or special interest groups or something like that. Right. I mean, that's been America for 250 years. You can't. That's why.
You're
that's
not
why
supposed to
alcohol
politic
sales.
on election day.
That's why alcohol sales were illegal on election day, because they didn't want you buying votes with alcohol and gifts and bribes. That's all this is.
Or being drunk when you got to the voting place.
Well, they might make some more good decisions for the country that way.
Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the rest of this. This is
Why
bizarre
on earth,
to me.
If Americans are willing to wait in hours to vote, would you make it a crime for people to come and give them a bottle of water?
Oh, okay. So you just finished the question.
He just finished it. And like Lindsey Graham actually said...
Did Lindsey know that it wasn't?
He goes, well, that don't sound good. But and then he got into some other thing, So that's literally all he said about it.
That don't sound good.
Yeah.
It sounds fine to me. I don't care if you get food and drink in line while you're waiting to vote. Mm-hmm. What are you standing there for 15 hours or something, and you're gonna collapse if you don't eat?
I mean, I'm looking at the law right here. Other than election officials discharging their duties, those are the people that can pass out food and make this into some luncheon. It's still allowed.
So the campaign people,
right? That's all this is.
Can hand out water.
Yes, and pizza and whatever the heck they've been doing in Georgia. That state's lost. Write it off.
Again, I don't know why you need food and water in line when you're waiting to vote. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. But okay, it is legal.
Yes.
If you're not part of one of the campaigns.
Other than election officials discharging their duties.
That's just crazy.
I mean, it's so cool.
And what was the first condition? Let me see the bullet points he puts up at the beginning. Can you?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Play that beginning part, because the most egregious, of course, Chris Wallace, was the food, but it limits drop boxes,
right, which only increases fraud the more you have.
And it allows early voting cutoff at 5 p.m. Now, that's the only one that I see as being a problem out of those three, because if that's when people get off work.
Right. They're basically saying that you have to vote on election day then, if you have to go after work. I don't know. I haven't lived in Georgia for a long time, but it was always 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
That's what it is most places.
Right.
So
what was the other one? I'm sorry. What was that graphic again? What was that last bullet point?
It was the food and drink.
Cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then you know what's missing from there? The most egregious of all from this law is you have to have an ID.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that.
You might want to dump that. Yeah, you have to have an ID.
No, not if you're a minority.
Well,
though, right? Because they can't get them. They can't get them. They don't know where the DMV is.
What?
Yeah, they don't know where the DMV is.
Can't you?
And they can't find the. No, they can't Google. They can't get on computers unless they have a white person there to tell them how. So
that's literally what the president of the United States said.
Literally.
I mean, obviously, not the white stuff, but yeah.
Right. But he did say they can't get online. They don't know how.
What did he say? He said Hispanics and blacks, and they live way out of town. And
we're talking about the urban centers.
And then they live in the town.
And then the rural areas.
So wait a minute. If there's no computers in the cities, nor out in the rural areas, I mean, are the only places computers exist in that sweet spot called the suburbs?
Yes. Yes, the white suburbs.
How offended would you be if you were a minority? Listen to the crap that the Democrats...
Again, it is the soft racism of low expectations.
There it is.
You don't expect that minorities can do anything.
Oh, so offensive.
It's racist. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I will say, as far as women's basketball is concerned, the Yukon Huskies are pretty interesting. They just made it to they won their Elite Eight game. And so they made it to their 13th straight Final Four. That's incredible. That's incredible. 13 Final Fours in a row. Plus, just a few years ago, they won 111 games in a row, which is an all-time record. 111 games in a row. That's quite a program. Quite a program.
That's good stuff right there.
Yep. Also, let's see, who won? Last night, Baylor won, I think, to make it to the men's Final Four, and so did Houston. So those are the first two teams.
Who are the games
into
tonight?
The Final Four.
I mean, I haven't really been following since my bracket got busted. My Georgia Tech over Creighton.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
Oopsie.
Let's see, we got USC and Gonzaga tonight.
Ooh, that could be a good game. USC's pretty good.
And then UCLA and Michigan in the nightcap.
Okay.
It could have so it could end up, right? Two California teams playing each other and two Texas teams playing each other.
It could.
And then the winners in the championship game.
Yeah. It could.
Good.
All right, got some tweets here. Eliza Kelly. Sorry, didn't get this out yesterday. Had a long work day. We can't all call a lid at nap time like Biden.
Right.
Anyone remember masks for the Hong Kong flu of 1968? Me neither.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Good times. It's when we were able to handle it without the mass hysteria.
Yeah. Of course, I was 8 years old in 1968, so
I
just a baby.
Wasn't
you were still to be born,
thought.
Right? Rocco says they will blame the ship getting stuck was due to climate change. The wind's blowing higher now. Well, the wind is also causing presidents to fall upstairs when they're trying to climb up to Air Force One.
Oh, no.
Remember that high wind?
Whoopsie.
Oh, boy, where's one?
Whoopsie.
Oh, golly. Oh, my.
And down.
No, honey, no.
Just stay there.
No.
Just literally, just stay there. You think we'll ever see that? How are they going to, and maybe they won't, keep that shot away from us going forward when he gets on a plane? There goes the president. I mean, you can't. You have to go up the stairs, man. You know that they're going to be cringing the first time he does that.
Oh, yeah. Because that's forever. That we have that. I mean, do you remember how mercilessly they made fun of Gerald Ford
Saturday Night Live
for tripping once? And that was so much worse than the Gerald Ford thing.
His really bad wipeout, it was raining. And he was coming down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was holding the umbrella or something for the first lady. Anyway.
And he slipped?
Yeah.
And went down.
And this guy just going up, and he's old.
Carl Smith tweets, so the head of the CDC says now is one of those times she has to share the truth. What's she been doing the rest of the time?
That was one of those times when I have to share the truth, and I have to hope and trust you will listen.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pause here.
Okay.
I'm going to lose the script, and I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. We have so much to look forward to, so much promise and potential of where we are, and so much reason for hope.
Don't cry.
But right now, I'm scared.
Oh, she's scared.
Yeah. She goes on to say, I wish we would have played it a little bit longer, but she goes on to say about how we just have to keep going a little bit longer, just a little while longer, just a little bit more. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. Every single time they tell us the same thing. And we've been hearing it for over a year. Don't they understand? Okay, I know. We know what to do. Shut up. Just let us live our lives. We'll do what we know we need to do to keep ourselves safe. Look, you certainly don't care about my health more than I do. So I'm going to do what I think I need to do to protect myself and those I love. And other people, too, to be considerate of other Americans.
So you're wanting to take personal ownership of your own life?
Kind of. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Wow,
yeah, it's pretty radical, isn't it?
Bold think.
Going out on a limb and just being, ridiculously independent. I don't need to be told by the rancher that I'm cattle and they need to herd me into a little fenced area.
So you missed the memo on... The government's supposed to do everything for you.
Yeah, I did. I missed that one.
Well, I'll get you a copy of that.
Seems like there was a fairly long memo that the government was pretty limited in the things that they could do.
Yeah, but that was in cursive.
Okay.
So who knows what that says.
So we don't even know what it said anymore. Nobody reads cursive now. From Jim Pelican. Love how the CDC director tried to manufacture a viral video clip by pretending to go off script in order to gaslight everyone into the fear they've been living in over the last year. They've lost the narrative.
Yes, they have. And that's what yesterday was about. From the CDC to the President of the United States. We've got to scare people.
Well, that's why he's into whisper voice again, because that's his deeply heartfelt sincerity coming through. Mm-hmm. When I whisper like this, and I mean, sometimes you can't even tell how old I am because I'm talking in such a low whisper. We just need to hang on a little bit longer. I need your help.
Wait,
your help.
Is the president sick? Does he have laryngitis?
No, I'm just so sincere right now. This is what happens to my voice when I get super sincere.
Yeah?
I need you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you also need a lozenge or something. My word.
That's how desperate they are, though.
Definitely.
They're into whisper voice.
It really showed yesterday.
It did.
I'm telling you.
You broke out the CDC director and Biden and Psaki all on this thing.
I'm telling you, I haven't heard anything like this, but especially this administration is going to tie some sort of federal funding to mandates. I know this is how they're going to do this. That's how they're going to get states back in line.
Well, he's already asked the states to go back to the mandates, because it's not just Texas. Mississippi did it. They relieved the restrictions. I think Florida's released the restrictions. There's quite a few states now who have done that. And more states that are planning to do it. And so, he's trying to get back control.
There's going to be a trial balloon floated on a Sunday morning show in the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
And some administration official is going to say, look, you know what? Like Chris, we might have to look at tying federal funding to these states that aren't doing their part.
Well, they just won't get in line. And it's for safety. It's for the public good.
Because, see, we're connected here. Every state is connected. Mm-hmm. People are all moving about, traveling. Mm-hmm. We're a society on the go, and if we can't all do this together, then we're just going to have to give incentives to states to follow procedures.
We're in an emergency situation. You know that. It's an emergency right now. And you hate to mandate these things, but in an emergency, you have to.
Wait, what's the emergency you're referring to?
It's the pandemic, of course.
What about the border? Is that the emergency?
No, that's just a challenge.
That's a challenge?
That's a challenge, yeah.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, but it's barely that.
Did you see barely that? Yeah, it's not even a challenge. It's a hotel stay for many. No, you saw where San Diego teachers, students in San Diego haven't been allowed to have in-person classes for a year, yet these teachers are now going to be...
I did see that, yeah. Yeah, they're teaching the illegal immigrants, though?
Yeah, in person.
In person. Well, yeah, because they deserve it more.
You pissed off yet, y'all?
Yes. Yeah, I think we're in a perpetual state of, of pissed.
This is madness.
It is. It really is. All right. Let me tell you about something that make you feel good and maybe quench some hunger pangs during the course of a day. I love Built Bar for that reason. First of all, it tastes great. They taste like candy bars, and they're actually good for you. They actually have a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, and very low in calories, sugar, and carbs. So you don't have to feel guilty, and you have something delicious to eat, and it kind of calms the hunger pangs that you have during the workday. I love it. It comes in so many flavors. You will think every single time you try a new one, you'll be like, "Yep, that's my new favorite." And then you'll try the peanut butter one, and you'll be, "Yeah, that's my favorite." Mm-hmm. And then you'll do the salted caramel, and you'll say, "Yeah, that's my new favorite." Mm-hmm. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
It seriously does.
It really does. It's a never-ending cycle.
Love it.
So if you want to kind of maintain proper health, you're trying to eat a little bit better, this can help you do it. Built Bar is your answer. Go to BuiltBar.com. Use the promo code PAT15. If that doesn't work, use PAT20. Do we know? Have we tried it this week?
I have not tried it in a while.
Pat 15 or Pat 20?
Pat 20 still works, Rob tells me.
Okay, Pat 20 still works.
Love it.
So use the promo code Pat20 to get 20% off at BuiltBar.com.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Yeah. Major League Baseball has now threatened Georgia because BLM is pressuring them over the voting reform bill in Georgia.
Well, it's hateful, so
of course
someone's got to take a stand.
What Georgia is trying to do is eliminate all black people from the voting booth.
Huh?
Yeah, they don't want any blacks.
Wait a minute, I'm against that.
All right, me too.
What a horrible law.
I know.
Why the hell did they pass that?
I don't know.
So they don't even want black people voting?
No, they don't.
Okay, now I don't.
Now
like
are you
that.
pissed?
I
No.
don't like that.
Yeah, look at because you're limiting drop boxes,
right? That only black people use.
You're allowing early voting cutoff at 5 p.m.
that only black people take advantage of.
Okay, and then you're not going to give them food or drink in the line.
Only black people get hungry and thirsty.
That's right.
So I see now.
That's why so many black people die in line at a voting place because they didn't get food and drink.
Well, that's
for so long.
I don't like this now.
Yeah, it's not good.
Now I'm
It's
with
not good.
the Major League Baseball Players Association.
Right?
Yeah, and by the way, did you notice that? It allows for early voting cutoff at 5 p.m.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it has to, right? The local authorities.
Right.
But anyway, obviously geared toward silencing black votes.
And I don't know how long Georgia does early voting, but some of these states are doing early voting for a month and a half or 2 months. If you can't get there sometime during the course of that or on election day, I'm sorry, then you're not trying.
It was early September that some of those states, I remember looking over here at this chart. I think it was like Wisconsin or something, like September 10th.
Yes.
You got time if you really want to vote.
Have time.
And take a bottle of water with you.
Take a bottle of water, maybe a Built Bar.
A Built Bar?
Take
what?
a Built Bar and a bottle of water. You're all set.
Oh.
You're all set.
Real quick, Built Bar. Leave a Built Bar in your pocket and when you go to your kid's softball game.
Yeah.
And then, a little bit
and then,
into the afternoon, you reach in there. It's like just soft and gooey.
Oh,
perfect.
Nice.
It was divine. Sorry, sidetracked because I'm always hungry.
Right. So Major League Baseball Players Association is open to discussing moving the 2021 All-Star game from Atlanta, which is in Georgia, if you didn't know.
Is that right?
Yeah. Following the state's decision to enact the comprehensive anti-vote fraud bill. Black Lives Matter say the bill is aimed at preventing minorities from exercising their right to vote in Georgia. Just as minority voters have become a force within the state, how is any of that stuff directed at minority voters? How? It is so ridiculous. Major sporting events could be moved out of the state of Georgia if calls from civil rights groups are to be listened to. Calls to move the Masters golf tournament and for the MLB All-Star game to be moved come after the state passed a controversial voting law. Okay, so
whatever.
You want to lose your events? Go ahead and go through with this. Racists in Georgia.
Yeah, I could just see the announcement now. We're moving the iconic Masters golf tournament out of Augusta National. We're going to play it over at the Muni course on the north side of Lincoln, Nebraska this year, which I actually like. But anyway, the point is, stop it. I mean, they try. The far left, I don't know how far it is anymore, just ruins everything. That's all they try to do. They just let's ruin everything, including the vote, as they're doing with this.
Right. Yep. Let's go to Mark in Georgia. Hey, Mark, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
I was calling. You guys are talking about the giving water and food and whatnot in the voting lines.
Yeah.
Here in Savannah, they had giant excursion-style tour buses and catered barbecue events in the parking lot of our voting areas.
Oh, wow.
Who was running them? Who ran those buses? Do you know?
I want to say it was the Stacey Abrams folks.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what they're trying to prevent is for campaign people, the partisans, to do something like that. If
it looked like a giant block party.
And then they're bussing in people that they've harvested probably as well. So,
that's what they were the big excursion style tour buses with the wraps all around them and the festive looks and all that good stuff.
Yep, that's the deal. Appreciate it, Mark. Thanks. That's the problem, is the vote harvesting and going and picking up people in large numbers and then directing them on how to vote and all of those things. This is what the Democrats do, though. This is how they win elections, because of sketchy practices like that. And then when Republicans try to make it so that you can't influence elections in that way, then they're the racists. Then they're the ones oppressing the vote. It's amazing. It's amazing. By the way, Taiwan is reporting the largest ever incursion by the Chinese Air Force over their airspace. So things are just getting better everywhere you look right now. They were saying in a story yesterday that a Chinese takeover of Taiwan is probably more imminent than most of us even would believe.
Like the U.S. was saying that, right?
Yeah. Some of our defense officials are saying, they are planning to take Taiwan back. 20 Chinese military aircraft entered Taiwan's air defense identification zone Friday, in the largest incursion yet reported by the island's defense ministry. And the problem with that is, in addition to the fact that, you want Taiwan to be free, at least I do, we have a treaty with them. So if that were to occur, then we are treaty bound to help. And so it could lead to a hot war with China.
Well, it hasn't been many demonstrations since they let that virus out of that Wuhan lab. I mean, since it escaped from the food market, the wet market. That's what I meant to say.
You mean since the U.S. military planted it?
Oh, right.
Right? Isn't that what you mean?
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the WHO investigated, right?
Right.
Do we have an update on that? I mean,
Roger Daltrey said he won't get fooled again.
Huh.
So,
well, good.
Yeah, the WHO's all over it.
All right.
Yeah. Got some tweets here. Spunker1300R tweets, the stairs for Air Force One will be converted into an escalator. Or maybe one of those chairs.
Yeah.
The elevator chairs.
Go up the stairs.
You can sit in it, and it just goes up the rail.
Totally.
That'd be helpful. B.S. Mariani tweets, I guess buying votes with food works, or just a scare tactic to get people to keep using mail-in voting.
Mm-hmm.
DMXDM, Impending Doom, brought to you by the CDC. Yep. From I Am Blessed, why keep the schools closed? Because Fauci said the China virus is constantly mutating. He doesn't want the masks to ever go away. Fauci has changed the rules from day one. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Fauci has also said that the vaccine push could be the best decision he's ever made.
What?
Wait, what? That was your decision? Huh. Taking full credit for it, apparently.
Oh.
The top disease expert in the country seemed willing to join the fray into who deserves credit for the speed that the coronavirus vaccines were developed and became available to the public. Fauci was interviewed on a CNN special that aired Sunday night, and the discussion arrived at the vaccine effort. Social media pointed out that Fauci appeared willing to take much of the credit and completely avoided mentioning former President Trump's Operation Warp Speed. He said, when I saw what happened in New York City, almost overrunning our healthcare systems, over there may have been added in post.
Well, I mean, that's just creative license.
Yes. And that's when it became very clear that the decision we made on January 10 to go all out and develop a vaccine may have been the best decision that I've ever made with regard to the intervention as the director of the institute. Ugh. Over there. So it's the best decision I've ever made. Donald Trump had nothing to do with that, I guess. Removing all of the restrictions and the red tape and sending massive amounts of cash to these companies to go ahead and start their research and development on this stuff. And get it done, and get it done quickly. That was all Fauci now. Oh, okay. Wow.
That guy's ego, man.
God, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing.
Yep.
By the way, we're talking about the WHO and their investigation of China, the China virus, which isn't, of course, from China. It's I don't know. I think it actually came from Canada. I think the Canadians are probably to blame because they're mostly white and they're trying to cleanse the earth of all people that don't look like them.
Boy, did not see that coming.
Yeah, right. A lot of people didn't. That's why.
Where's the Fauci on that?
Right. Where are you? Where are you, Saint Dr. Saint Fauci of DCC? China told the WHO that COVID didn't escape from the virus lab in Wuhan.
Oh.
Yeah. So case closed. Here this who is this guy? This must be
somebody from the WHO on 60 Minutes.
From the WHO. Yeah.
I'm on the WHO team for a reason. And, if you're going to work in China on coronaviruses and try and understand their origins, you should involve the people who know the most about that. And for better or for worse, I do.
He says the team did look into the leak theory during a visit with lab scientists and deemed it extremely unlikely.
We met with them. We said, do you audit the lab? And they said, annually. Did you audit it after the outbreak? Yes. Was anything found? No. Do you test your staff? Yes. No.
But you're just taking their word for it.
Right.
Well, what else can we do? There's a limit to what you can do. And we went right up to that limit. We asked them tough questions. They weren't vetted
They asked
in
them
advance.
tough questions.
And the answers they gave, we found to be believable, correct, and convincing.
But weren't the Chinese engaged in a cover-up? They destroyed evidence. They punished scientists who were trying to give evidence on this very question of the origin.
Well, that wasn't our task, to find out if China had covered up the origin issue.
No, I know. I'm just saying, doesn't that make you wonder?
We didn't see any evidence.
No, it didn't, is the answer. No.
False reporting or cover-up in the work that we did in China.
I mean, it might as well be the WHO, the rock band, investigating
they
this
would find
thing.
more facts.
Yes! The WHO would, Roger Daltrey and Peter Townsend would probably find more evidence of wrongdoing in China than these buffoons did. That is just pathetic.
A couple of takeaways from that. Leslie Stahl obviously hates Asians.
Obviously.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
And the other is, why wasn't the WHO investigating in Canada? Because you just told us.
Right.
This came from Canada. It's the Canadian plague. Why are they in China?
Well, and Pat Gray just said it.
Right.
And so you got to believe it, right? Because they don't have any evidence that I'm lying.
I said, that's ridiculous, man. I heard about it on the news.
I heard it on the news. And I said it was ridiculous, man. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, what a worthless organization.
The Chinese just said, yeah, we did it. We audited it. We didn't find anything. Oh, okay.
But do you trust your staff?
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. So you typically audit the lab, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you audit it after the outbreak?
Yes, we did.
Do you trust your staff?
We do. Very much. Yeah, very much.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
Let's go. Hit that plane. We can catch the 4 o'clock. I mean, come off it. I can't take this. Ugh.
Just because the Chinese said it.
Yeah.
They lapped it all up.
I mean, we took it right up to that line. What else do you want from us?
That is really amazing. What an amazing admission.
I mean,
they did nothing. They went over there and asked him a few questions. They were lied to, and they said, okay, fine.
The fact that the international community is giving millions upon millions and millions of our taxpayer dollars for starters.
Yeah.
And that's our investigation of this place?
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to up my blood pressure dose.
So we got a kind of a cool
this is awesome.
Here.
This is really cool.
Please find enclosed a very belated Christmas gift. Been trying to get this to you guys every which way.
Yeah.
But the planets wouldn't align.
Mm-hmm. You got it here.
Jeffy had his heart issue.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all left for Christmas vacation. Keith had surgery. And through all this, we embarked on a journey of radiation treatment for my hubby. Oh, man.
Hope he's doing
Hope he's doing all right. Yeah.
Seriously.
Add all the other plates spinning in our lives, and time simply slipped away. Please enjoy this as much as we... Okay, so when you open this up, what would Fauci say? And then you got directions for use. Your what would Fauci say doll is a great stress release tool.
Oh, I need that.
By loving patriots, America's frontline doctors, and our 45th commander-in-chief. And here's
look at that, like you got a little Sarnak.
Dr. St. Fauci right here.
Yep.
Look at this. He's got a really cool F on his cape.
What does that stand for?
Fauci.
Oh, I would not have gotten that.
Yeah, Fauci.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
And it's a little voodoo doll. I guess you can stick him all over the place with, and then you can ask him questions.
Yeah, he's got a little magic 8-ball.
Got a magic 8-ball.
That's why he's changing so much, because he's shaking that thing up at regular intervals, and he gives him different answers. And that was Lisa Pring, right? Is that who sent us that?
That's a good question.
You got the letter
it
there?
was yes, Lisa
Cool.
Pring. So thank you,
appreciate
Lisa. That's
that,
really,
because she went through a lot of trouble
fun.
for that.
Really cool.
And there's all
she
these
did.
little voodoo pins with different things they say on it, so we can have some fun.
Stimulus checks, stay home, we know best, fear the Fauci, trust me, lockdown. Yeah, that's going to provide us hours of fun.
Hold on a second. If you take the lockdown pin and you poke
Jam it in his eye?
now into his mouth, maybe we won't hear from him ever again, because his mouth will be on infinity lockdown mode.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Sure would.
Now, what's it going to take to not hear from Kamala Harris again? Because I don't even know what she's talking about in this particular clip, and but she's just saying it all so well. I think that's what we're getting from this.
More people are seeing that, affordable childcare is a big deal. More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids.
What?
And say, we're not paying them nearly enough.
What is she laughing about?
She's high. She's got to be high.
What was funny there?
I don't know. She's got to be high. It's got to be. She's talking about smoking doobies in the past, right?
That was really weird.
That was so
More parents are talking about what their teachers are going to...
More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids.
When they had to bring their kids
and say, we're not paying them nearly enough.
What?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
That is crazy.
I know we've got a president who is too decrepit for the office.
Yeah.
I know we've got a vice president that's too unstable for the office, as illustrated there.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop there.
Well, then you go...
I'm going to stop right there.
Unfortunately, you go right to Speaker of the House, who is just right.
So pick your poison, America. Oh, no.
Wow, that is really weird stuff.
And somebody said that, who was it that said that it's like the female Joker? I mean, that's literally what she is.
Yep. That's a good description of it, actually. So people are confused over the Muppets' new race Muppets. There's new race Muppets.
Race Muppets. So like somebody like drag racing or something?
No. They introduced some black Muppets.
Of course they did.
So I guess the black Muppets are to counteract the red, blue, and green Muppets, who are supposed to be actually white Muppets.
Right?
Is there a white Muppet? I don't think so.
Let's see. Bert and Ernie
don't think so.
Orange and yellow.
Right.
Okay, Grover is blue, Cookie Monster blue.
Yes.
What was that?
Big Bird is yellow.
Yellow. Elmo's red.
Right.
Who's white?
I don't think there's... Is Miss Piggy white?
But she's a pig. I mean, she's a pig-colored. Kermit's a green frog.
Yeah. There might be one white Muppet, and it might be Miss Piggy.
But again, she's a pig.
But yeah, right.
The Swedish Chef. Oh, but that's a Muppet show. Never mind. That's not Sesame Street.
So weird. Why do you even need to introduce a black Muppet? There's no white Muppets. That is just bizarre. Announced earlier this week that the franchise's latest characters, 5-year-old Wes and his father Elijah, will offer lessons on race.
Here we go.
Good.
That's what my kids need.
Video was released on Tuesday as part of Sesame Street's digital content series, The ABCs of Racial Literacy, which hopes to provide families with the tools they need to build racial literacy. The series was launched by Sesame Workshop, the nonprofit organization behind Sesame Street, as part of its commitment to racial justice. Oh, this is just going sideways like so fast.
How do you raise a young kid these days? I mean, seriously.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I am the father of 3 teenagers. I am grateful that they are already at the point where they have a solid head on their shoulders. You're raising them with this kind of crap. I mean, every day you're just getting bombarded. You don't have enough defense shields to stop all this crap.
Yeah, and you're having to counteract all the privilege nonsense, the fragility stuff, the fact that they're racist from birth, or at least by the time they're 3 months old, they're already racist. If they're white.
Yeah.
No black babies are getting racist at 3 months old, but white babies do. And so they're learning all of that stuff about themselves. They're being taught to self-loathe. Why would you do that? It's so dangerous, so awful, so evil.
Yep.
It's plain evil.
Yep.
Let me tell you about realestateagentsitrust.com. If you are looking to sell your home, buy a home, maybe you have to do both because you're going to relocate, you really need a realtor that you can trust. Somebody who's really good. You don't want to go with your wife's second cousin, once removed, who dabbles in real estate part-time, and they're going to cut you a deal. And they have no idea what they're doing. You don't want that kind of realtor. You want a realtor who has a great track record, a great marketing plan, somebody who's a fan of the show and you're going to have things in common with, somebody who can advise you on what to do with your house before you sell it and put it on the market so that it sells quickly and for the most amount of money. There's always that line to walk, too, because what kind of updating do you need to do in order to sell it fast? And will you get your money out of it if you do make those, if you do incur that expense of updating things in your home? These are the things you talk about with these realtors. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name really says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com. You know what we forgot? Well, we didn't really forget, but it happened over the weekend. Earth Hour happened.
Oh, yeah?
So it was Earth Hour on Earth Day, and we missed all of it.
Oh, really?
Because it was Saturday, I think, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Now, a couple of years ago on Earth Hour, we found out something really fascinating.
The world is using the equivalent of 1.5 planets to support life on Earth.
Wait, what? What?
Earth Hour was born out of a hope that this could change.
Huh. We've used 1.5 planets?
Yes.
I'm sorry, 1.5 planets. 1.5 planets. What other planet have we used half of? We've used all of this one, apparently, and then half of another.
It makes sense now. Now I know why Pluto has been downgraded.
Ah.
Blame us.
We've used it.
We've used half of it.
Well, half of it.
Now it's Plutoid. Earth Day, you haven't missed it yet, by the way. It's not till April 22nd.
Oh, okay,
so
good.
you still have time to get your...
So Earth Hour is different from Earth Day.
Yeah, that almost works. Your Earth Day tree up.
Yeah. So April 22nd?
Yeah, so it's coming up.
All right.
So we got a few weeks to get ready.
Really excited.
Decorated.
Very, very excited.
Don't shower for 3 weeks and you'll be celebrating Earth Day.
We get some tweets here. Get off my lawn tweets. China perpetuates a military takeover of Taiwan. Will the NBA threaten to pull out of China? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think we know the answer. Swank Think tweets The Who. Yeah, China told us. Everyone, I'm going to stop you right there, champ.
I'm going to stop you right there, champ.
Stop you right there. Tricia Sanders tweets, Kamala Harris is a giggler. Never trust a giggler. Okay? I can go along with that, especially in this particular instance.
Wait a minute, I just giggled.
Was that a giggle or a cackle? I don't know.
Well, she does both.
more parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids and say, we're not paying them nearly enough.
Wait, Rob, are you playing the extended version of Kamala? Because she's still laughing.
That was the dance version.
Yes.
Psaki sucks, or Psaki sucks, as Glenn would say, tweets, what would happen if we out-Democrat the Democrats, like we serve barbecue and Brooker's ice cream?
Oh, now you're thinking.
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you.
That is, boy, Republicans would win in a landslide.
Absolutely.
If they gave out Brooker's at the polling place?
Yes, they would. Or perhaps Brooker's and maybe some Kexi cookies.
Not familiar.
I'd buy some votes right there. Kexi.com. You can try them out and see what you think of them.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah,
so
really?
It's a cookie?
Yeah, it's a cookie.
And it's
a delicious
Kexi,
cookie.
Keksi?
It is. .com. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Now open nationwide.
Not familiar.
Anybody in the country can order.
Wow.
Speaking of Jen Psaki, she was just asked about Biden's non-essential travel hypocrisy. No, come on now. There's no hypocrisy in this administration.
The CDC saying don't travel if you don't have to.
Yeah. Here's Jen Psaki's answer.
Very last one. Also, as a follow-up to the CDC and White House briefing this morning on COVID, they made very clear that they are urging Americans to continue to take action to prevent a fourth surge, including non-essential travel. Is the warning against non-essential travel something that the White House is taking into consideration with regard to upcoming travel by the president and vice president, both for business and for personal reasons?
Don't you ask that?
Well, I would say that the president travels, as does the vice president, on a private plane. That is the purview of every president and vice president throughout American history. That is, of course, different than traveling on a commercial flight.
So he's better than
and going
we are.
to mass events. As you know, the president is not hosting rallies, nor is the vice president. We take the role of being models quite seriously. But I think most Americans would recognize the difference.
What difference? What, that he's better than us and so he can travel and we can't?
You got it.
And he can travel privately and we can't.
Boy, you're finding the differences. There's many, apparently.
Yeah. And he's not subject to the climate change BS, but we are. Because he's taking private planes wherever he goes.
Yeah. Okay. And he's also not wearing masks in federal buildings, I'll point out.
Right? I mean, Air Force One has to be the ultimate private jet on this planet. And you're burning a lot of CO2 when you take off in that thing. And you are wasting a lot of fuel, and you're putting a lot of pollutants into the air, and you're killing the planet.
Yeah, and you're spreading, you might be taking, well, we know that D.C. is infected. So wherever you're flying, you're taking that nastiness with you.
You're taking all the germs, all the COVID germs with you. Yeah, but see, he's important, and we're not.
Well, I appreciate you.
I think you could see the difference.
Totally
there,
can.
Right?
Now, I couldn't when she was saying that. I was with you. I was like,
he's the president, and you're not.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's super important, and you're not.
I don't know who that guy was, but thanks for asking that question.
Yeah, no kidding. Was there a follow-up as well?
There was somebody else had a follow-up to that. I just love how the press is pushing back on this crap.
I like it.
If I could just quickly follow up on Jeff's question.
Sure.
Is it the White House position that the CDC travel guidelines don't apply if you have a private plane?
The president, he was asking me specifically about the president's travel and the vice president's travel and the specifics of the guidelines. You can certainly ask the CDC for further clarification. But what I'm conveying is that the president, and as any president does, travels on Air Force One, whether he is traveling to visit a community in this country or whether he is traveling to go to his home state of Delaware. I think most people recognize that as being a difference.
Yeah, I think, again, most people recognize that. He's the president. He's important. You're not.
I see.
And to answer your question on whether or not the CDC has guidelines on using private jets, private planes, yes, it's appropriate for the president, but not for you. Okay, so I think most people would recognize that difference. You're scum, and he's super elite.
I tell you, these daily press briefings.
Wow.
If you want to do a drinking game, play the game where Jen Psaki directs the reporter to another department. When she says, you can go to the CDC for further clarification. A, she's trapped, and B, drink up, and you'll be wasted in 30 minutes.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. This is exciting. New COVID vaccines could be necessary within a year. So we get to go through this all over again.
I don't think so.
Could be a year or less before the first generation COVID-19 vaccines are ineffective and modified formulations are needed. And then you got to go through the whole stinking thing again. Good. Okay. All right. Scientists have long stressed that a global vaccination effort is needed to satisfactorily neutralize the threat of COVID-19. This is due to the threat of variations of the virus, which, by the way, it is permissible to call the UK variant the UK variant. That's apparently not racist.
Okay.
You can also say the South African variant because there is a South African variant, and that also, I guess, is not racist.
Okay.
But how dare you call this the China virus? Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare.
Wow. Okay, noted.
And I don't ever... Well, yeah, you can say German measles, too, because that's fine.
Okay.
That's not racist.
But it feels like if...
Oh, by the way, also Ebola, which is a portion of Africa.
Yeah.
That's not racist either, calling it Ebola virus.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't know what's allowed and what's not.
I just told you. So what's your confusion now?
Well, I need to understand.
I just told you.
Right, okay. So, but I need to understand why it's okay to call one thing, but not...
Well, because China is peopled with Asians, and so...
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And so...
I'm getting it now.
Right.
So, but European countries...
Yeah, yes. You can... They're peopled with... I mean, Britain, there's probably some other, races there, but they're mostly whiteys.
Sure.
Mostly. Mm-hmm. Now, South Africa is a different deal. I'm not sure or Ebola. I don't know what the deal is with those two places, but apparently those are fine as well. I don't know how that works.
Is there going to be a test later?
No. Oh. No, I'll not be testing on this.
Very good.
Yeah. What a world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every day it's just more ridiculous, more stupid.
More evil.
Every day. Oh, yeah, speaking of which.
Oh, what?
Lil Nas or Nas?
Oh,
Lil
yeah.
Lil Nas X. He of the Satan shoes.
Right.
For some reason, he thought it was cool to take some Nike Air Jordans and fill them with red ink and a drop of human blood.
Oh, gosh.
And then do this video where he gives a lap dance to Satan in hell. And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm following you.
And then he's going to manufacture, I guess, 666 of the
they did, yeah.
Satan shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold out in under a minute.
Oh.
Isn't that wonderful? People, hey, you know what? That sounds great.
Yeah.
Satanic shoes? Okay. How much? Only $1,018 a pair?
Well, there's a market.
I'm in.
There's a market for shoes with a pentagram on them.
Unbelievable.
And he found it.
Unbelievable. So I don't know what this guy's deal is, if he's an actual Satan worshiper, if he's just looking for attention. It's just a cry for help. Who knows what this psycho is. Lil Nas.
Oh, my gosh.
Little nauseating X.
666 shoes times $1,018 is about $678,000.
So he made some money on it. And Nike's suing him, by the way, because, for trademark infringement.
Okay.
Good!
We were wondering about this.
And then this is appropriate, though. Apparently, Lil Nas is a University of Utah football fan.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes! And it comes full circle.
Yeah. He likes the godless animals. Isn't that appropriate? Little Satan worshiper loves the godless animals.
Thank you to the Pathead who sent us this. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. because this Pat had sent us this. Oh, do we have the photo?
We showed it. We showed it. Yeah.
Showed it.
So he's holding up a Utah jersey.
Okay, yeah.
Apparently,
holding
he's
a Utah jersey with the number 7 on it. Lil Nas X, number 7.
Should be number 666, but whatever.
Right. Yes, that would be appropriate. But
yeah, I guess he's got a connection to the Utah Utes football team through a bodyguard or something. And
a bodyguard is related to a player on the team, or some kind of thing like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, that's a whole bizarre story. I don't understand the satanic shoes thing. I don't get it. What are you doing? And the copyright infringement with Nike, that is not worth the $600,000 you just made.
That's going to be your retainer fee for the attorney that you're going to need now.
Right?
For whatever this stunt was.
Andrew in Oregon. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Hey.
Are you guys sitting down? Are you ready to have your mind blown?
Yes.
Okay. Are you just making small talk with me?
No.
Okay. Okay, so not this past weekend, the weekend before, my daughter had to attend a soccer tournament in the great slums of Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
And it was on a private field. And in the afternoon tournament, there are 10 and 11-year-old girls having to wear masks playing soccer.
While they played, they had to wear their mask?
Yeah, the utopia of masks in Oregon.
Yep.
And then there's a college soccer game happening on the side field, and they're, 18, 19-year-old kids, I would assume, playing college soccer, and not one of them had to wear a mask. But the 10 and 11-year-old girls had to wear a mask.
Asinine.
And my daughter came out after the tournament and said, Mom, Dad, why didn't they have to wear a mask, but I had to? We said, welcome to Oregon, honey. Welcome to Oregon. It's just madness. It's insanity. And then my son has to do, as a first grader, wear a mask to play baseball. A first grader.
Crazy. Where the severe illness and death is almost not an issue at all. You don't even have to worry about it. Severe illness is almost not a thing with that age group. I mean, there's just no reason for it. There's no reason for it. It's insane. It really is. Appreciate it. Thanks, Andrew. And they're going to have so many more problems with the mask wearing during an athletic event, and you're making breathing more difficult. I mean, that's just... I don't even understand why you're doing these kinds of things, except for control. Unless you just want control. Because you're not helping anything, and you could be hurting something quite severely, actually. Have you seen, we showed the filthy masks that some of our parents who listen showed their kids' masks after a day or two, and how filthy they are when you make a 5-year-old wear a mask all day. What do you think that's going to come back like? It's been sneezed in. It's been dragged through mud and dirt, and
So
there's an example.
So will states and municipalities that require mask wearing in companies, will they be liable for a lawsuit later when you come back with breathing problems? Well, I was forced to.
They sure should.
I was forced to be a citizen of good standing in whichever state.
Yeah, I had to wear this mask when I was 6 years old playing soccer. Yeah, okay. So, well, now you're going to be held accountable.
10, 20 years from now, states are going to be sued. And don't forget, if there's any vaccine repercussions for your body and your employer required it, you'll have to sue them, since the companies that are creating these vaccines
are exempt.
They're what you call immune, kiddos, from being sued.
Isn't that nice? Logan in Oklahoma, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, Pat. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, you're talking about Air Force One and the footprint it has carbon-wise. You don't even know half the picture. I've worked with movements of the president. They're considered no-fail missions. So the tasking comes down, and they'll call for, 3 C-17s to move the Beast and all the Secret Service and all their equipment. And then to get the C-17s to move, you have to have fuel in the air, so they'll call for 6 KC-135s or KC-10 extenders. And they'll all be airborne at the same time. Plus, you have to escort Air Force One, which is, a 4-ship of F-16s, which definitely don't sip any fuel either.
Oh, wow.
So,
is that every time? Every time Air Force One is airborne?
Every single time Air Force One moves, you're talking about 10 jumbo jets at minimum on top of all the fighter escorts.
That's incredible.
The ground logistics to move these things around. It's not a small feat, and
No.
I don't begrudge a president doing it.
No, I don't either. Except unless they're all about climate change, then I kind of do.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is they're hypocrites.
Right.
They need to not be hypocrites. And by
Right.
the way, Earth Day's coming up, I'm sure, and I've done my fair share, just so you know. But I'm going to build a stack of styrofoam cups and burn them for Earth Day.
Wow, that is beautiful.
I like this guy.
That's beautiful. Thanks a lot, Logan.
Hey.
Appreciate it.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're clubbing baby seals on Earth Day again this year. We're going to Newfoundland.
Are you really?
Yeah. Me and the family.
Hang on a second.
Heading to Newfoundland, and we'll be clubbing baby seals that weekend.
How shameful is it that my Ronald Reagan calendar has Earth Day on it? But anyhow, Thursday. It's a Thursday. How are you going to get there so quickly? Because we cataloged your drive. It was a weekend.
Yeah, we're flying this time. We're flying.
In honor of Earth Day.
Yes. Yeah, I'm taking a private jet.
So
Yeah,
CO2 and baby seals
right
to celebrate.
Yes. So that'll be good.
That will be good. Have fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to hear it.
We've been talking about Ruff Greens for quite a while now, over a year, I think, and it's a powder that you sprinkle over your dog's food. Hopefully you know that by now. It's a dog food supplement, not the actual dog food. The actual dog food, the dry kibble dog food that's been sterilized and has had all of the nutrients burned out of it in the sterilization process so that it can last 2 to 3 years on the grocery store shelf. Well, this puts back into your dog's food all the nutrients that your dog needs, the vitamins and minerals, probiotics, omega oils, all of that stuff that helps make your dog healthy and happy is in Ruff Greens. Plus, my dog absolutely loves the taste of this stuff. She wouldn't even touch her food without it. Glenn's dog, same thing, and Stu's as well. But sometimes, apparently, it takes a dog a little bit more time to get used to Ruff Greens. So the first thing we want to find out is if your dog will eat it. And you can get a free bag to test on your dog right now. Free bag of Ruff Greens. All you pay for is shipping. Just go to ruffgreens.com. That's RUFF greens.com. ruffgreens.com or call 833-RUFF-DOG.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Yeah. So apparently there is, and we just missed this on the bingo sheet last week. We had another accuser of Andrew Cuomo on last week's bingo sheet.
That's right.
Took until now to get it. Dang it. That would have been great to finish off the week last week. New York woman Sherry Ville is the latest to accuse Andrew Cuomo of unwanted kisses in 2017. I think we have a picture of this kiss, right?
Yeah.
Where he takes her
right, look at that,
by the head.
Oh boy.
And just plants one on her.
Oh boy.
On the lips, right?
Looks like it.
Isn't he?
I can't. Hang on.
Can you see that? It looks like he's kissing.
I don't know.
I'm not sure either, but it looks like he's.
But he's definitely
her
holding her head and pulling it toward him.
Yeah, was somebody you don't know or barely know or just met.
Yeah, he's touring her house.
Like that?
Yeah, during flooding or something, and
and grabs her and kisses her. Weird.
I'm gonna make it better.
That's just weird. She married?
At the time.
She was?
At the time. Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep.
All right. So, this is the 9th woman to step forward.
Yeah, but remember, the New York Post had 30 people come forward. So maybe these are the official involved with the investigation that the assembly is doing. But
this accuser, 55-year-old Sherry Ville, said Cuomo grabbed her face and kissed her cheeks.
Oh, okay.
In front of her home in 2017. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what we just saw. Mm-hmm. I know the difference between an innocent gesture and a sexual one, she said during a press conference. I never felt as uncomfortable as I did the day Governor Cuomo came to my house. His actions were very overly sexual, highly inappropriate, and disrespectful to me and my family. Vil said Cuomo told her she was beautiful and acted in a highly flirtatious and inappropriate manner. Jeez, you're just there seeing a constituent, helping them through some sort of problem that they had with flooding in their home or whatever. Amazing. And then he grabs her and kisses her. She was married at the time. Her attorney, Gloria Allred, said Cuomo visited her home to survey flood damage. Sure enough. And there it is. Wow, I just don't.
He surveyed something.
Yeah, he surveyed her and liked what he saw.
I'm going to survey your cheek. Ugh. With my mouth. Ugh, this guy. He's terrible. And you know, he's they discovered that he was rationing those test kits for COVID for his family and friends when nursing homes and other entities were screaming for them.
Is that a problem?
Oh, remember how he was like, he yelled at Trump, "We need ventilators."
Yeah. Guy's a real piece of work. He's a class act. I think you'd have to agree.
Well, his state is doing so well, too, in all areas, right?
Yeah, they're only number one in infections again, in COVID-19 infections and hospitalizations.
Okay.
They're only number one.
You're cherry picking COVID.
Yes.
Obviously, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's peace and harmony in the streets, like in New York City and stuff like that.
I don't think they're number one in the world in leprosy. So they've got that going for him.
See?
He's done a good job protecting his citizens from leprosy.
Right. And like I said, there's peace and harmony in the streets of New York.
Well, except for the 500% increase in violent crime. Other than that, he's done a really good job.
Cherry picking yet again, folks.
Well, yeah, because Ebola occurrences in New York City, I don't think they're that high.
They're not high?
Yeah, there's.
But again,
I think there's zero infections in New York right now.
But there's peace and harmony aside from the 500% increase of crime?
Yes.
You don't have any recent examples of random acts of violence against people, do you?
Well, let's see.
Oh, look at this. Let's see. Here we go. He's got something going.
NYPD says 65-year-old Asian American woman was walking to church when a suspect assaulted her and said, "F you, you don't belong here."
Ugh.
Happened in front of 360 West 43rd Street at 11:40 in the morning. Jeez.
This is very tough to watch. They have a security camera footage if you want to show that.
All right. And it goes a little something like this. Oh!
Kicks her.
What in the... What are you...
Oh,
oh
gosh.
Jeez.
Well, but there's a security guard nearby. He's going to run out there and save the day and be a hero. Oh, gosh. Like 4 kicks. Chest and head. This and
gosh.
So, oh, here comes security guard. He's going to help out. He's going to go out there and get this guy, this jerk off the street. Oh, no, he's going to...
No, he's going to shut the door and probably lock it. That is crazy. Did they catch that guy?
The last I saw, we have pictures of the suspect that they're circulating. I don't know if we have those available, but there he is. A very large. Is that a white guy I'm seeing on the screen? I can't see from this angle.
It looks like a white supremacist.
Looks like a white supremacist.
Who's black. Yeah, he's a black white supremacist, I'm sure.
He's a black white supremacist.
Yeah, that's why he attacked the Asian person.
That makes no sense.
Right? Because he's a black white supremacist.
Well,
so
at least this is getting a lot of play on the news. I've been keeping my eye on
at least
CNN.
No one's talking about it.
Yeah, I've been watching CNN all morning long, just waiting for the footage of the black man beating up the elderly Asian woman. So I'm sure they'll get right to it. They're just
keep waiting for that.
Because sometimes we have a delay trying to load the footage into the computer, right? So we can play it back. And that's probably exactly what's happening with CNN for the last 5 hours.
Exactly. It does happen. So, jeez.
Terrible.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's really disturbing footage. Really disturbing.
Yeah, it's... You got... I don't know if you want to do the DC Uber driver. I mean, that was horrific over the weekend. You want to show that's pretty graphic.
Yeah, this is disturbing to watch.
Yeah.
So just
hide
know.
the kids. Hide the kids by the end of this.
This is a carjacking by 2 black girls.
Yeah, so they order Uber Eats.
One's 13, one's 15.
Yep.
Then they I think they pepper spray the guy.
Yep.
And he's hanging out the door.
Pakistani immigrant.
And they take off with him and slam him into 2 poles. Jeez. And then they crash and overturn the car.
Now, turn away if you don't want to see the deceased individual.
So the Uber driver didn't make it.
No, he did not. Shocking.
CNN called this an accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just a car wreck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, the Pakistani immigrant died in the accident.
Oh, so Muhammad Anwar. They stole the car. It was just a routine wreck out on the street.
Yeah, just a traffic
accident. Listen to this chick. Listen. Listen to her. My phone is in there! Are you kidding me, lady?
Wow. My phone is in there.
The man is dead on the street. She is a foot away from him. And she's screaming about her phone in the vehicle.
Which she
caused
put
the
there,
death.
by the way. Carjacking it. Jeez, that is just, wow. That's disturbing.
But again, I've been watching CNN. I know we're going to get...
a ton of coverage on that.
Sure, right?
Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of hate going on, and they like to talk about it.
Right. I mean, this guy was a Pakistani immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the woman before was an Asian, and they're all up in arms over.
We got one lady going to
hate
church,
crimes.
one guy trying to earn a living, and then they're attacked.
You know what the numbers on the hate crimes of Asians were last year, by the way?
I don't know. I really don't.
I believe it was 128. 128 hate crimes.
In 2020?
Mm-hmm. I believe it was 128. It went from 3 in 2019 in New York, and New York is one of the hot spots where they're saying it's happening so much. It went from 3 to 28 in a city of 10 million. I mean, the way they're describing this, wouldn't you think this is the most rampant, out of control situation that we've seen in a really long time? You would think thousands and thousands of people are being attacked in the streets every day. And I mean, we did see evidence of an Asian woman being attacked. I don't know why. If the black man that attacked her just hated Asians, I don't know if that's what
he said
what
you
the
don't
deal
belong
was.
here.
He did say she didn't belong here, and he kicked her in the head several times.
Oh, gosh.
But I think for the most part, it could be something as simple as, you've just insulted somebody on the street. I mean, that happens to everybody of every race. And it just doesn't go reported, right? But there's a huge push right now for reporting all of these things.
Well,
it's just interesting to me that
when there's a white person involved.
Yes.
You left off a...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it's only reported when there's a white person involved.
I guarantee you, if the New York City attack was a white guy...
Oh, it'd be all over CNN right now. You couldn't get away from it. That's all they'd be talking about. Oof. All right.
What a happy world we live in, huh?
Yeah. I think we showed some real happiness going on.
You're
in the
getting
world
your
today.
vaccine passport today?
Oh,
get that taken care of?
We'll see if
Roll
I
up that
can
sleeve?
do that today. Because if not today, then
There's no roads between
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.